Grounded guys and gals, and welcome back to another grounded video. Today we're talking about all these tasty trinkets, from the new ones to the old ones, what they've changed, what they do now. Let's jump into it. So the grounded devs have added more trinkets, craftable trinkets too, to the early game. A lot of the early game people, there's not much there in terms of trinkets. Like maybe you get lucky on a fluffy dandelion tuft, and of course it used to be that the other older dandelion tufts would be a trinket as well, but they added some new craftable ones, which I think is actually, one of them I think may even pull you into all the way into the late game. But let's start off with some of the new ones. Now I couldn't find exactly how you're supposed to get the web clippers, and it apparently just doubles the damage against web things. I'm assuming you get it from harvesting web sacks, and then like these little ball sack whatnot things, and then webs. Is it gonna be good? I don't know when I would probably use it. If you had nothing else, maybe, but now that they have craftable trinkets, you're probably gonna craft one of the trinkets. One of these. Now, the first thing first, stir shell. Let's look at the crafting recipe. Pretty cheap. I believe is just research acorn shell, 1 shell, 2 sap, 3 hide. You make this friendly fire, defense up, and you become more of a major threat. So creatures will target you over your friends a little bit more. And this just gives you a little bit more defense against your friends. Next up of the craftables is the astonishing acid. After you research bland, it gives an extra 5 damage on your 3rd hit combo. There's no visual cue for it. It just kind of adds a little extra damage to your finishing combo. It's not bad for an early game one. It's better than nothing, honestly. The last one is Nifty Needle. Now this one is actually kind of bonkers. It's 25% more charge damage, which a lot of people are using bows early on. And all you have to believe is to unlock it is research the Thistle Needle and sap Nat Fuzz. Pretty cheap. And it will give you that extra damage, 25% damage on a charge shot. It does not work with crossbows, but the extra I pulled up the 2 tier 3 bows and crossbows. It actually will push that damage like up to this markish. Of course the Black Ox is stronger, but it gives the Bard's Bow actually, a chance of being very useful later game. 25% extra damage. That's pretty cheap. It's just unfortunate it's a tier 1, and there's a couple of things you may want to use instead of that for trinkets, especially if you're using bows and arrows. But early game, pretty awesome. Mid game, probably very awesome if you're using bows. Late game, you may be able to pick and choose. So those are the new tier 1. They added a new tier 2 drop, the Giddy Goop. Now this one's kind of awesome. It's a combo finisher goop spray. So on the 3rd hit, we'll spray goop. It should be every single time, and that does 25 damage. Pretty decent. Also does lowers their movement speed, and then also lowers their attack speed. So why didn't that spray? It didn't spray because I didn't equip it. There you go. Nice little goop spray. And so it slows their movement down, and it does a 25 damage, and then it does their attack slow down as well. The only downside of that is if you're trying to get better at perfect blocking, it does slow down their attack speed, which means you're going to, you may mistime the blocks, but it's pretty strong, especially guaranteed on the 3rd hit. It's like giving like short circuit, to like every weapon. So it's pretty good. So the last thing they've added is the unstable capacitor. It gives you a chance to do short circuit, which is 35 damage, and adds 15 stun to whoever it hits. It's random chance, so it can happen in any of your hits, or never at all, apparently. It's okay. It is a tier 3. The only way you can get it at the moment is using a waft emitter and putting these little receivers in them, and you get a 5% chance that it could drop from one of the robots that come up. This is also something you only do later in the game. I don't know how impactful it is at the moment because I don't think it's that strong, but maybe we'll start seeing some different combos we can use with electricity and stuff like that. But at the moment, it's okay. And now let's take a look at the current trinkets that they've changed. One of the biggest ones they made is the fluffy dandelion tuft. Now it's infinite uses. Before it used to be would wear down over time, but it would just have more durability. Now it has infinite. I love it. Thank you so much. So the regular dandelion tufts that you get from these guys right here, they drop more and they're one-time use, which, I mean, they drop more, which means you have a better chance of getting this guy. And once you have that, perfect. Just, I mean, for myself, I keep it in my inventory. I'll keep it on a slot, swap back and forth. The fancy fletchling you get from the feathers as a random trinket drop now increases your exhaustion recovery even more. I don't know if it's going to be that good. I mean, that's okay. If you're a bowyer, which I kind of got out of it, I don't know if I would almost stick with the nifty needle. It's kind of stronger. The rotten berry charm, and not a spoiler, but technically, like, if you don't want to know where this is located, look away, and I'll tell you when to come back. Which you get from right in that area. You need a bomb. You can come back now. It has a rotten deluge, which is the effect, a chance for, if you're using a rotten weapon, for a stink cloud to spread around you, do damage, as the proc chance is doubled. Unfortunately, it's such a hidden thing to get. I don't know if it's gonna be worth it to even get. For the badges, we have a lot of change with the badges. Biomedical badge, we have trickle region has been tripled, and the food conversion, so you choose through your food quicker, has been tripled as well. I mean, food's pretty cheap in the backyard. I think that's awesome change. The entomologist badge, tack has been boosted on this, and mind you, the numbers for everything will be coming probably later after the data miners come out and look and see what exactly has changed. The defense badge, you have more damage resist, you have less attack. Yes. The intern badge, hauling strength increased and movement reduction has been increased. So you haul more, but you're slower. Let's see how much you pick up now. Oh God, I'm so slow. At base, you hold 5. With the badge, you hold 20. So 15 instead of 10 extra. Pretty cool. So the compliance badge, one of my favorite badges, the parry heal is still the same, but the damage resist has been more, you have more negative damage resist, so you take more damage. And the health and safety badge has the same damage resist down as the compliance badge, which is a major improvement because it used to be a constant damage that you would take. So it just wouldn't be worth it to actually use the health and safety because you'd be taking too much damage. It's not worth it. But now that's just a damage resist, which is pretty awesome trade-off. And the lifesteal, which it was 4%, I think it has been increased to some number, 5%, 6%, something, which this is maybe an actual just take in the backyard all the time. Just have the health and safety with you just for lifesteal. Of the boss trinket changes, the 2 brood mommy ones, now the summon damage has been doubled, which is pretty awesome. If you're wanting to do summoning and stuff like that, and I personally love to have the Mant run around with me, so that's double the damage. I'll take it. The Wasp Queen Trinket arrow refund. The Wasp Queen Trinket, the arrow refund, has been increased. Not sure by how much yet, but that just gives you a greater chance to not use an arrow whenever you're firing, which is great for any of your elemental arrows, so you can effectively get more of those, and or just get regular arrows back that you so you don't have to craft as much, especially if you lose them. Now, just before we get to the Mantis Trinket, the speed droplet supposedly doesn't reduce your sprint stamina now, but it still does. I don't know exactly what the change is. We'll have to see exactly what the numbers are on that, what exactly has changed. So the Mantis Trinket has had one of the biggest changes to it. It used to be that every time you hit a crit, you'd get 50 stamina back, but now you have a combo finisher crit. So every time you do not do a crit and you land a 3rd hit combo, you get an extra 2% towards getting a crit for, I guess, any of your attacks until you hit that crit, in which case it resets, which is kind of better than actually your mutation for coup de grace, because I think coup de grace is a 2.5 and 5% increase to crit chance, which kind of not worth it at that point if you're running the Mantis Trinket. And in fact, let's watch in action. So look at keep an eye on the bottom left corner. So that's at 2% now. 4%, 6, 8, 10, and hit the crit. Actually kind of awesome. almost like a guaranteed potential crit all the time. I think that is a brilliant change to it. I mean, the stamina regen was nice, but now you have a built-in crit chance increasing, freeing up your coup de grace spot for a different something. I don't know. What do you think they should make changes to trinkets? Do you think they should give you a way to combine them, or way to kind of manipulate what kind of buffs and negatives they have? Let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!